The Santa Cruz Mountains are a place of great beauty. Some people are beginning their lives here, and some have lived here for many years.
We're supposed to have a lot of wind today, too, with this coming in. This storm.
Yet there are challenges to living in the mountains.
So it's probably going to be cold, too, huh?
Well, I don't know if the temperature's going to drop much, but it's going to get windy. Hopefully we'll get home before that happens. But we're looking at what they say 40 to 50 mile an hour winds up here today.
Patricia Woods met some of those challenges by creating Mountain Neighbors Helping Neighbors.
My call was to work with elders and to especially work with elders who were underserved, who just, had needs that were not being met. And after having lived up here and knowing how wonderful this was and how life-giving it is to live in such beauty, and having met a number of people who were older and becoming more infirm and facing the possibility of having to leave the area, they were heartbroken. I started looking around what were services, what was available, and I realized how little was available here in the mountains as opposed to what I had been used to being available in the valley. Things like Meals on Wheels, outreach transportation, just the bus system. Even the bus that we had up here was canceled completely. People, if they can't drive, they can't live here. So I looked around on the web and I found an organization that was sponsoring new groups, new caregiving groups that were made of all volunteers and would provide rides and basic services, not personal medical services, things like that. And I just thought, wow, that could be something that would really flourish here.
And I knew what the spirit of Mountain Neighbors Helping Neighbors is, and I knew I could ask for help. I needed a kidney transplant, and my sister had offered to give me a kidney, but we had a special need. After the surgery, both of us needed 24-hour care for 2 weeks. My son said that he would help us, but we had to be in the same place, and so we were trying to figure out how could we be in the same location. When we considered motels and so forth, it just seemed prohibitive. So I was able to get another apartment in the complex that I live in just a week before the surgery, and then the weekend before I was helped to move into that. It was quite a chore because I hadn't had a chance to pack up, and so they packed everything up from my cupboards and my closets and my books, as well as moving the furniture.
Our biggest challenge is our neighbors. They're all very independent people. They don't like to ask for help. They don't think about asking for help because they've done it themselves for so long, but as we're aging, it's, get help or have to move off the mountain, and none of us want to do that. So we all are in the same boat. We need to help each other.
I like to help other people, and Mountain Neighbors Helping Neighbors it gives people a hand who just something they can't quite manage themselves or is a real problem. Either way, it's nice to be able to help.
Yeah, and I think Mountain Neighbors Helping Neighbors is a good organization to help a lot of people up here.
We were helping with the driving for a woman who couldn't get to her medical appointments, and we had a great mattress turning party.
Yes, helped one lady flip a mattress.
This doesn't have to be somebody who's disabled or anything else, but just try to flip a king-size mattress by yourself. It doesn't work.
She also had a smoke detector that needed reinstalling.
And then for the longest time when I was helping one of our care recipients, I did all the scheduling. and it was daunting work because it was 7 days a week, and it was for a lady who had to have chemotherapy, and she had to go and have that 6 weeks in a row, and then a couple of days off, and then 6 weeks for several sessions. But it meant a lot of volunteers and coordinating them and getting them to our care person and making sure they got her all down the hill and back up again safely. So that was my main project.
And we are a very independent bunch up here. We have to be, because we have to do everything for ourselves. So when volunteers come and help someone, they get to know another person, and it's often somebody who does not actually live next door to them. And this is a way to get connected, and we've had friendships develop.
Met Patricia last summer, and we were talking about what she does with the mountains, helping all the neighbors up there, and living in the mountains, and also being a caregiver to several seniors in my own family. I realize how necessary it is to have transportation at times, or help in general. I mean, there's all kinds of things you need help with. So when she put this out on the email, I just responded and I says, okay, this is a good timing that I can be away from the house for this. Yeah, she's been easing up with me more and more as we drive and talk. And it's only been the last couple of times that we started talking about doing different type of stitching, and she does cross stitch, and this has brought a different side of her and avenue. And so, you know, you just get to know more people and have more friends.
And Debbie here has been driving me for so long. Every week I think she's going to say, well, I have something to do. Be tired of me or have things to do for herself. But no, every week she's been for me. I don't think I'd be today here if I didn't have this help, because I was so sick I couldn't even walk by myself, and these people would take me under their hand and take me to the hospital and wait for me and go in with me when it was necessary. I mean, there's not enough I can say about the help that I have received.
Well, moving is always a difficult thing, but that was the easiest move I've ever made. Looking around and just being amazed. Amazed that it could happen. It actually happened in one day. And I just was so grateful. We sat down, we had made some tuna fish, and we sat down for some tuna fish sandwiches, and it was such a wonderful feeling of community, and I just really felt the concern and love of the people who helped me. It was a wonderful feeling. And, you know, it was almost unbelievable. How could these people work so hard, take a whole day off for me? It was almost overwhelming. It was wonderful.
I brought them because they symbolize mountain neighbors helping neighbors. You build things with rocks. Rocks are sturdy and strong. Mountain Neighbors is becoming a strong organization, a strong group of people, because the people who live up here have to be strong. And when we're not, we have each other to rely on.
Join us, Mountain Neighbors Helping Neighbors. By serving individuals, we create community.
But I look at it as the main stem being our mountain community and the mountain neighbors work. And then each frond off of it being one of our care recipients. And each little needle surrounding that frond are those that are helping the care recipient.
I'm in the hills of Los Gatos. It's my home, I'm never alone. In the hills of Los Gatos. in the hills of Los Gatos Town.